So, is there anything new coming down the bend that we have not heard about yet that we should be excited about that you think?
Marketing as a service, I am super stoked for that.
Hi, Beth Golding with TMC. I'm here today with Heather Holliday. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. Okay, so we have the Remax connection today, and we have our Remax blue on.
I know. Yes. I'm always in the Remax blue. People make
Nice.
fun of me for it.
Oh, they do. It's your thing.
Yes.
Cool. So, if you want to just give us a little bit of information about who you are and why we're here today, and like what you do and how you get people all teched up.
I've been under Remax for in February to be 20 years. I've
Nice.
kind of been marketing tech coach for my main office, Remax Elite in Melbourne, Florida. My passion has always been marketing, but I've worn several hats. One of my favorites was doing events, and we did a lot of like the hot air balloon tethering events. And I had my own balloon mascot suit that I had my owner. That's all I wanted for Christmas was my own suit, so we didn't have to rent it from the balloon team. So I love doing events, and my daughter I could not see, so she had to walk me through the crowds and everything else. I absolutely loved it. I loved being at the community event, seeing everybody lining up to take pictures, and I'm on the dance floor dancing with all the kids. The news is following me, and I loved it because all the other brokerages would also have their little tables and booths, and nobody was there. They were just following me get all the attention. So I definitely love that. But definitely marketing and tech has always been my passion. About 6 years ago, I moved from Florida to Tennessee. I love East Tennessee. It's been a dream of mine since my first time coming here in the late 90s and college. And I said, this is home. And then I met my husband, and things, it took us 20 something years to actually get up here. But I love it up here because I'm remote now. I actually work with 6 or 7 like larger Remax brokerages, and I do websites for fun just because that's kind of my zen. Some people do crossword puzzles. I enjoy, it gets me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Today it was 11:30, and I was like, really? Can we add like a 3 or 4 in front of there? But that's okay. Yeah, just kind of my passion. And I've been with Remax for so long, being able to help others and train them, and just like I do with my offices. So that's when we started the Remax Creative Group. And then when tech kind of came along and Bouge, we did not want to commingle the two. So we started the Remax Tech and Tools Group to keep kind of website CRM a little separate than the fun marketing aspect. So run those, and they keep us busy with different moderators and different things like that with all the good stuff that gets posted.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how tech has come a long way, right? Since, we first started. We're very similar with our tenure with the Remax.
Since getting I remember, gosh, I did property management for 15 years. And when I first got into real estate in the 90s, I did my monthly reports on a typewriter, as well as assisting my agents who did BPOs. It was all typewriter. And I
I don't
remember
even want to
getting
learn how to do PPOs.
And then getting, we had to go to the board every 2 weeks to get the MLS book. And I mean, the disk to update, when it finally kind of went to a computer. We had one computer for 7 agents. Internet finally came, and we would use our fax line. And then people would call, like, your fax is busy. It's like, oh, back to free cell, got to get offline, it's crazy how that doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But I remember, I mean, we had pagers, and you couldn't, when cell phones finally came out, would never give the phone number out to anybody because you
No.
had to pay for every minute. So I would page to let the agent know, hey, you got a call. And they would, I would be able to give them the message, and they could decide if it was worth the minutes to be able to call them back, as well as you had to use the disposable cameras because you got 7 photos. So you would get that disposable camera, waste most of it because you only get 7 photos, take it to Walgreens 1 hour, write the MLS number and the address, physically take those photos to the board for them to be able to put in the MLS for your listing. It's crazy. That doesn't feel like that long ago, yet that feels so, I mean, only those that have been in the real estate as, from the 90s completely understands how far we have come. That's when
Yeah.
my grandmother retired. When everything went online, she's like, "I'm out. If I can't sit on my book anymore, I'm done."
Oh, I love that. That is so cool. No, we have definitely, definitely come a long way. Definitely. And you said your grandma was how old when she retired?
She retired in the '80s. She wasn't that
Yeah.
old. That realtor mentality, I don't think ever goes away. So she was 97 and still doing open houses,
Mm.
in this community. She would do open houses for fellow agents. I mean, she certainly didn't have her license still, but she loved sitting at the houses. And I just remember thinking how boring real estate was because I would ride my bike to serve cookies at these open houses. And she was ahead of her game. She was at a smaller boutique office, and she would have I wanted to be a movie star, of course, growing up. So she actually would have my brother and I at her pool homes in the summer for photos because on Sundays after church, we watched their TV show with all the open houses and new listings that would come on the TV. So she was doing lifestyle photos before it was really even a thing. And I just think of how things have evolved. I don't know, it's amazing how fast it's moving right now,
That's
for
so
sure.
cool. Riding your bike to open houses to serve cookies. That's fabulous. I love it.
Well, and then every holiday dinner, you have the phone, there's no cell phone, so she would have to take the phone off the wall, put it in an oven mitt, and put it in the drawer so we could have a dinner without her phone going crazy from people.
That's
That's
wonderful.
all I remember is, like I'm like, "Well," now I think, "Well, why didn't we just disconnect it?" I don't know, but it was always it would take the phone off the wall, put it in the oven mitt, slip it in so her phone would be busy so we could actually have dinner without it going nuts.
I love it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Because everybody would call the only number you had was your home number.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It has come a long way. And we were talking about, real estate with this tech and, how far we feel like Remax has come over these past 20 years, especially within the past couple years. And of course, you've been instrumental in making that happen and just spreading the word considering, some of our tech previously, now that we have, some really great things. What would you say that is one of the things that you love to just introduce realtors to tech that really just aren't too techy, but it's like some quick wins to get people started with KV Core and whatever, and now BoldTrail, right? Whatever
Yeah,
we
they
have
like
available.
changing the name. I don't know, but I think it was when they acquired Boomtown and then they called it like BT Pro and it kind of turned into Bold Trail for I think that was that kind of evolution. I do love Bold Trail, even if somebody's not techie. If, depending on I don't think you can go wrong by being able to organize your database. You have a website, so make it pretty, even if you just change the header to make it more your area, because, maybe it's more for your area, but Florida, that Boston neighborhood in the fall kind of generic header that's the default does not work for Florida. And they have amazing, I have no idea why they decided that would be the default across the board when they have beautiful, like kitchen photos and stuff like that. So even if you just change that cover photo, know what your website is. Make sure, if you upload your contacts, it's your gold mine, especially nowadays. You can pretty much do a search inside your CRM, like, okay, who of my sphere does not have a birthday in there or doesn't have their address in there? And
Mm,
just do that reverse search. And now you literally have a saved search of a task that you can be doing to fill in that database. Even if you're 5 years out to retire, that's your gold mine right there because you can sell that database or whatever the case may be. But it allows you to easily be able to organize that. What's missing and my kids, because I mean, we've been using conversion, independently since 2018. So my kids, I never let them be at home both together. They might get in trouble, like I mean, they're old now, but when they were younger, I think 12 and 13, that's when they started coming to my office. And I mean, my son was doing all the SEO for all the agents on other websites and all of that. My
nice.
daughter was filling in the blanks for birthdays. Okay, so an agent, I always have, the double monitors. The agent would log into their Facebook. My daughter would go, who's missing a birthday? Facebook has almost everybody's birthday. Super easy. Then we pull up the tax records. Okay, let's fill in the address, the property address. So that's helping them fill all that information out. Now they can easily, with 2 clicks, be able to print out mailing labels if they're going to be snail mailing, or it just helps that organization. But I love the website. I love all the marketing things too. So, but those would be the easiest ones. And then I think underutilized right now, a lot of
Mhm.
people still don't know about Max Engage. That's an app. You can do it on your desktop. Remax is giving us amazing ideas, the trends and everything else. Literally, you can see all the examples, upload it, and then they may be posting it to their social and tagging you. They may put your video on their YouTube. That's amazing exposure. If you're already good at doing video, or maybe you're just not quite sure where to start, there are full steps and it gives you all these fun challenges. You do those challenges and now you can, use those points to get swag or anything like that. They have all the articles from their blog. Everything's kind of housed in one little place. I think that's still very new, but definitely underutilized. And then I love Remax Hustle. All those
Yes.
commercials, I have those still for all of my offices when it comes to any reels, faceless reels, anything like that. It's the number one engagement, likes, everything. Literally, there's 12 or 13 different videos and they're constantly changing them out. And I just pre-schedule them. So it's literally I can make them all with 1 click, download them, schedule them out. Now I have 3 months of content. So maybe every Friday I'm posting one of those reels. I have them, uploaded to YouTube as shorts. It's the shorts are crazy. And you don't even have to do anything. You don't have to get behind a camera or anything like that. You just schedule it out. You've got 3 months of content for every single week. And the thing is, you see all these commercials. Anybody who watches live TV, I mean, I remember when they first came out and it was the commercials, and my dad had seen them on my YouTube or something like that, and then he's like, "How are you're listing the flat down the road?" He lives in Germany, but he sees the sign next door or sees the commercial on TV. "Why are you running commercials in Germany? Like, you're not gonna," or I mean, it's just crazy, and that's the thing is they think of you. And that's you just want to be top of mind. So utilizing the tools that we have, and so many are completely underutilized. But that's why I do what I do in the groups to get loud and proud. I mean, honestly, Remax has always been, I think, the leader of innovations. And I mean, I remember when we had RSN. So every lunch, I think my lunch break, when I was in the office was like the same time. So pretty sure I have Buffini 100 Days to Greatness, like that first 30 minutes completely memorized, like, my brother on some of these TV shows back in the day, because that was on, Remax Satellite Network. I mean, that was crazy. No one had ever even heard of that kind of stuff before, but we had it. So, I mean, and we're not gonna win at everything, not everything. I get the vision behind some of the things that may not have gone over so well, but I completely get where they were trying to go, and kudos to them for attempting to do what they were gonna do. I mean, and you can't it's like failing your way to success. I mean, we're not gonna get where we are without having those bumps in the road, because otherwise you're just following everyone else and what actually works without being that innovator and being the first to try to come up with new ideas and breaking everything that, I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things that we've done and probably got flack from, but we learned lessons, if anything else.
Totally, totally. And we were also talking about just how it seems like people are getting back together in person. People are craving, it's like a pent up demand for getting together in person, trainings in person, networking in person now. Have you seen a lot of that coming down the pike or
Yeah.
already happening?
It's been interesting, because I think just on the office level in general, with even the offices I work with, things have definitely changed since, we were kind of cooped up or whatnot. But it is nice to see that agents did want some in person. So Remax did have me go out for some regional events, and I call it like my BoldTrail tour. So it's like 3 hour hands-on training and stuff like that. So the first ones they did was the guinea pig for Houston, Dallas. Then I went over to Chicago, like Illinois, and I mean, there was over 200. I mean, that first one, they had to keep changing the venue,
Oh,
and then they had to cap it. It's like, well, we can't find, where we always have it, it capped. And it was great to see that many agents. I know corporate, and really it was just the regional people saying, we need this. And then I think it was just, well, Heather, I think we need it. We're gonna bring you out. Let's see what the response is. Do agents, will they say they do, but will they show up? And I think that was the biggest thing. So they showed up without a doubt. I've done end of a couple weeks ago, I was in Florida. So I did the East Coast of Florida. I went down to Stewart, Melbourne, Jacksonville, came home, went up to Louisville, Kentucky, and then in a couple, I guess, in about a month in September, I think I'm doing like Port Charlotte, Tampa, then Miami, Fort Lauderdale. So that's
Wow.
so far that's all I know of that's in the works right now. They're keeping me busy doing all that. And of course, I'm like, who goes on July Florida events? I'm like, nobody wants to be in Florida in July. They're all getting out of there. It's too hot. And then September, and I'm like, you do know that's like peak hurricane month kind of thing.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I don't want to get stuck down there. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over
We
it.
were just talking about that.
Yes.
So let's see. So do you have, so when we're talking about Remax tools, so there are top three underutilized tools that you could throw out there real quick that agents should check out?
That would BoldTrail 100%. You're not going to use everything. Just find what works for you. And we've got a ton of videos that we've been doing that I do every single month since, for the last two years now. Tons of stuff in the groups. Max Engage, go check it out because there are so many phenomenal ideas, especially if you're looking for social content. Maybe you're looking to do a reel, get showcased or anything like that. Lots of great things, or just share the blogs. All the links are right there to easily share. So check that out. And the Remax Hustle. I mean, being able to do your own commercials, whether it's, for YouTube, like a TV or reels, they've got all the different sizes. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's all right there, and then people can associate. So those are probably my top three. I also love the Remax URL shortener. I use it for everything, for tracking. I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole just keep going. But those three or four, at least the four, for sure.
Nice. Okay, cool. So what do you see are the most common mistakes that agents make with tech?
It's overwhelming. I mean, and transition's never easy. Nobody likes the transition. And then, well, okay, we're going to transition. When are they going to change again? Anything like that. And I mean, 5 years, 7 years of any one single tech platform is forever. So I get why the contracts aren't forever. I mean, my broker, my goodness, we changed a lot more than every 5 to 7 years. I just feel give it a chance, even if just pick, a couple things. Okay, I like the CRM part. I'm going to do that. I give away tokens. So my October class every year, I give you literally, you copy this little code into your BoldTrail, and you have a full year of holiday campaigns every holiday. And you also have every single month, there's kind of a generic newsletter that you could automatically send out. There's already a lot of awesome campaigns that you can easily edit, or what, even if you don't, just to
Right.
keep it simple.
Yeah.
There are so many, touching. I mean, when I was doing Tom Ferry's business planning last year, Jimmy Mack is like, you should be touching your people with emails 13 a month. And I'm like, ooh, no, I'll go to two. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go to two. But I get value. And I think, I'm not a huge person on the fluffy, generic monthly emails. I personally, and maybe because I'm in Florida and all the ones we've had in the past, when it comes to December, January, February, it's, cleaning your chimney, how to shovel snow. And I mean, I never did that until I think 2 years ago here in East Tennessee. We had like 7.5 inches, and what? I don't know how to drive it. Like, what? I don't know what to do with this stuff. But it was just always corny. Like, that was what was getting sent out on our behalf to offer value. Even if you just add a couple links to those that has your local events, I mean, that's at least minimally do that. I mean, I'm a blogger. I like doing all of that kind of stuff. But I think just giving it a chance, we don't know what we don't know. So just maybe find three aspects of, oh my gosh, I love using the playbooks to promote my listing, and it helps build, my pipeline. My biggest pet peeve, stop sharing from the MLS. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's such a,
Or
and
from,
Zillow.
God forbid, another third party, marketing company out there. We should not be using third-party marketing companies out there. We should be
When you're
using our
sharing
own.
the link from your MLS, yes, they can see the listing. That's it. Well, if somebody sees that, they don't like it, okay, now they're just moving on. If you share it from the playbook link, they have like the squeeze page link, it's allowing them to go to your website. There's like 6 or 7 options for them to save it, favorite it, reach out to you, set up an alert, do all of these different call to action items right there for a lead to be generated. It's going to be tagged with that address. I mean, and then they can search other properties. They can see all the content you have on your website or anything like that. But it's going to be nice if you build your pipeline like that. It's really nice. You sell, the house that was 123 Main Street. Now that one's under contract, or you're having an open house, or you just did a price reduction. Now you can mass text or mass email all of those leads like, hey, I'm having an open house. Join me. I saw you were interested in it. Or I'm doing a price reduction. Or 123 Main Street just went under contract, but I just listed the neighbor's house, 865 Main Street. Join me at the open house. So there's just so many ways that we can be working smarter and not hard by utilizing just a little bit of the tools. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you. I think that that helps just to get out there, just look at what's out there, just try to see what's out there. And then at the end, you can tell us just the easy ways that you can get some quick wins from all of your information that you have out there. So, how can you integrate tools into a smooth transaction process, would you say?
Time management, and whether you use, I know BoldTrail now has the back office. I don't use that. To me, I think agents need that checklist, the task list, kind of items that they need to be doing. No matter where we use a smaller company and there's like a whole task and you just copy it to the new transaction and it gives you all the dates and plugs everything in. But I feel, especially, now that listings aren't selling and, 20 offers in 20 minutes kind of thing, and different markets, they may be seeing listings staying on the market a little longer. What are you doing for your follow-up? How are you keeping that seller happy? Are you running comps, constantly to be able to see? You never want to be chasing the market. So, staying on top of that. And if agents had a little time management and a task, I mean, to me, it's huge because I am seeing agents, especially those that haven't been in the business more than 8 years. They don't know what it's like to be in a buyer's market or even a close, even Stevens, because I think
Yeah,
we're
balance
slowly
market.
getting there.
Nice balance market. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's been a long time. We were getting close and then COVID hit and everything kind of changed. So a lot of agents, they don't know what it's like to need that long-term follow-up with, especially, their sellers or even buyers. I mean, both, I think, and a lot of agents that are having that problem now, it's like, even if I use Asana, which I absolutely love to keep me organized. But I mean, even before then, I use Google Docs. I had a spreadsheet. Here's everything I need to do, plug in the dates, formulates it, whatever. And I would have one master so I could have a quick overview and then a tab for and I did that more because I did a lot of agent social management. So every single week was a different way to promote a property. Your people that follow you are going, different. A reel is going to hit differently than, an album or a carousel or a video, or just posting the link and they can click onto it. So changing up the different marketing tactics that you're doing helps with the longevity. I kind of got away from it when I couldn't even get the email that there's a new listing before there was, 20 contracts on it. And it was so stressful to me to try to make sure to stop everything I'm doing, have to at least get this out there before it goes spending or whatever. And that was super stressful. And now it's changing a little bit. And I think agents need to have some sort of that task checklist
Hmm.
that they follow for each, whichever side they're representing, to be able to stay organized. And I just feel it's super easy to get caught up with the day to day instead of just getting up a couple minutes earlier to make sure, even if you're scheduling those emails out throughout the day, just to make sure stuff is getting done, that people don't fall through the cracks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, how can everybody get your information, find your easy trainings, and get started with tech if they've never even logged into KV Core or Bold
Well,
Trail
that's
now?
easy.
Bold
Yeah.
Trail
So
now.
If they're on Facebook, definitely Remaxers can go to the Remax Tech and Tools group. That's going to have all of the trainings and the guides that we've been doing since we got the program. Anything that's new every month, I do a different topic. Yesterday's was all about advanced website pages and being able to add all this. I've done organizing your CRM. It'll also have any of the tech stuff that's coming out. Like we have the Success Summit, which is going to be amazing that Remax is doing for us, because they're actually going to have guest speakers that are power users within the network and how they use it. So we get 20 minutes, and then the tech team is literally dissecting our brain and what we do and going to be able to teach agents. So they bring their laptop, they watch it on the TV, then they'll be able to actually have takeaways and actually have action items that they complete by the time that's done. And that's like middle of September, 2 classes every single day with Ask Me Anything sessions. But the Remax Tech and Tools, if you love marketing, Remax Creative is great. My website is socialmarketingnut.com. It's just kind of a website that I've had even when I was back in my office. I just kept all my marketing and techie, geeky stuff was on a different platform than our office website or anything like that. But I house all of the blogs. I turn all my videos into blogs in case, whether you're a visual and you just play, pause, do. I have all my long form videos on there too. Lots of tech goodies I have in there, and marketing and stuff like that. So that's where anybody can find most of my stuff.
That's fabulous. So if you're an agent and you've never logged into KV Core, BoldTrail, or anything, what advice would you give them?
Go to Remax University and go watch the Tech Essential Workshop. It is 8 sessions broken down to an hour and a half each. Corporate talks a lot slower than me. I get excited and just talk faster, faster, but definitely go watch those. It's going to be a great onboarding. They have the workbook and everything else. So that's going to be a great first step. And even inside, you have your agent quick start guide. I make all of my agents complete that, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes. I think the longest video is in there's like 8 minutes. It's just going to give you the basics of basic on how to navigate through the system, the BoldTrail itself. I made all my agents before I would go back and start running pay-per-click. I want to make sure only agents that completed that would actually get those leads that I'm paying, that we're paying for, because I don't want it. I want somebody that's understands like, okay, when a lead happens, this is going to happen. What are your campaigns? I don't want it. If you don't want leads, I don't want you to have them. If you don't want to log in the system,
Yeah.
that's fine too.
Yeah.
So I always made my agents, they had to come because you get a little certificate and I can tell in the back end on the admin side if they completed it. So doing that and watching that Tech Essentials workshop, misery loves company. Grab a team, grab your office, grab friends, have your lender, bring some food, maybe some mimosas, maybe you want some drinks, whatever, just do it together and maybe have accountability and, points for doing different things. I know I have my BoldTrail boot camp where it is point system driven. So people win prizes and everything else. I have one coming up in September. I've got the replay from January, but those I think are great. And, you know, I don't know, points. And then the loser gets to buy lunch or something at the end. But get people together, do watch parties. Misery loves company. And if we all do it together at the office or something, it's amazing when we did brainstorming, masterminding. We used to have a taco, texting, and margarita night and we would have like 15-minute segment on one of the tools, inside of BoldTrail. But then we had a mastermind discussion, and it was amazing to see how agents were using it in different ways. And that's the great part. It's your system. You need to use it how it makes sense for you. But if you do the mastermind, it's amazing the ideas that you're going to get to help you, how people are using that system. So I think those are some great ideas.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's a bunch of momentum too, because once you get that ball rolling and then this one person says, "Oh, look at the result that I got from what I did." That's really why we do everything that we do, is to get that result. So that's really awesome. Is that class that you're doing in September, or that summit, is that in person?
No, those are virtual. The summit that is being done by Remax University. And then and that's like the 8th through the 19th of September. I know we posted it in the groups and it's in Remax University. And I think you guys, all the agents should have got emails on that. And then I'm doing my BoldTrail boot camp, and that's literally how I did onboarding for all of my offices. And it's from the beginning. We
Nice.
go over the dashboard, then we're going to go over the website settings and fun stuff. And then we go over marketing, lead engine tools, and then we announce winners and have an Ask Me Anything session. So I broke it down. They're like an hour and a half each, but there's homework for each
Nice.
one. Making sure you're keeping your vitals where they need to be. I have my literal workbook that guides us through. I just want to make sure, do you know all your automations? Is your profile set up correctly? Just the little things. But there is homework. I did go to school to be a teacher, elementary education. So the fact that I train real estate agents, I'm right there where I need to be. So I like to give homework, but you win points based on, doing those only 2 little homework assignments each week. And then, the winner gets like an iPad or, then we have like $100 gift cards, $50 gift cards, all of that
Well,
to be
that's
able to
some good
use
prizes.
and stuff like that. But it's crazy. It's the only way we could get our agents, with all of our transitions. If we make it a fun little competition against, with our agents, we just have fun doing it. And it just changes everything because they're actually getting their hands dirty and in the system. And then they see the power like, oh my gosh, like I was overthinking everything versus here's exactly what we're going to do. And I want you to write a blog or I just want you to add a widget. And it's like, I think when you get in the system, there's a lot in there. You're not going to use everything, but we don't know, but what we don't know. So I like to do my little boot camp thing. Just you can go over. If you're not going to use the text codes, it's okay. You're not going to use the squeeze page. I love that. I mean, that's how I build everything. It's what I'm posting to social. It's organically how I can drive traffic, organic traffic from people who already know, like, and trust us versus paying, Google
Yeah.
to run ads. So
Yeah, and it could be down the bend. Like if it's something like you said that's like too overwhelming, put that to the side, get started with these other things, and then come back to it. Or, it's those success stories like we were talking about, like when you hear somebody, this is what we do, and this is the result that I get from it, all of a sudden people are all about doing it, right?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And and I think that's where, like, a group of friends, I think, anytime you can get that together where you have those masterminds and stuff like that, I think we all together have so many amazing ideas.
Yep.
So, I mean, I may do it one way, but somebody else is like, oh, I never thought about that. And then you start brainstorming other ways, just spinning off of that. So I just feel doing group collaborative, classes or misery. I mean, we always say group importing and working on Excel or Google Sheets, like, we definitely had some mimosas for those
Yeah,
class.
and keeping it fun, like
Yes,
you said.
absolutely.
So, is there anything new coming down the bend that we have not heard about yet that we should be excited about that you could?
Marketing as a service, I am super stoked for that.
Okay.
Some may already have that tile. I know I have my onboarding for my brokerage in a couple weeks. It's going to be a lot like Megaphone on steroids,
Mm.
but it's going to, because right now the design center and listing automation and even the playbooks, when you're running that property boost, like, I can't make it pretty or anything like that. These are beautiful designs, and there's so much that we're going to be able to do. The Home View app is going to be on steroids with what's coming down the road. I mean, it's kind of one of those new innovative, oh my gosh, they're doing what? So stay tuned for that. I love the new brand is completely grown on me. As I, combine all these colors and the graphics, it's definitely been sticky. And the more I use it, the more I love it. We just don't like change, but we are in a digital age now. So, I mean, we have to evolve. There was no internet in 73. So
No, 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 no.
we have to evolve. And that's with all of us. We have to evolve our business no matter what we do. That's one thing I love about real estate is it's
Yes.
constantly changing.
Yes.
But I love, with the brand is, they're constantly keeping us out in front with all these different new tools. And I mean, there are some awesome stuff that's coming and they are moving at the speed of light.
Mm,
So just stay tuned. I mean, like, we're constantly posting in the groups with all this cool stuff for sure.
nice. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your expertise and for helping to elevate and just keep everybody moving
Be
and
loud and
shaking.
proud.
Yeah, like in the tech, because we have so much at our disposal. It's nice that there are resources now that we can easily tap into and easily just chip at it, work at it a little bit as we go. Everything, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So, go at your own pace, time block maybe in your calendar and just say, hey, this is my tech day. Or like you said, like us helping to hold each other accountable
Hmm.
is a very big deal. So if you do have that fun day where, like you said, you can, maybe collaborate with one of your service providers to bring lunch or dinner or happy hour, whatever, and you all get together, spend a little bit of time, half an hour, 45 minutes. You don't have to make it a 3 hour tour because nobody's got time for that.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
well, awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And I look forward to hearing more from you and all of the new updated things that are coming down the pike.
All right. Thanks for having me. It was great to be here.
Awesome.